We're driving through Vegas to LA. It's 80 something degrees outside and you want to turn on the heater. Roll down the windows. Roll down the windows. I don't understand. Hi guys. Welcome back to my channel. I've been gone for a little hot minute. I'm sorry. Things have happened. A lot of stuff has changed. I tried to make a video before. I did make a video. I got a whole brand new phone. I went from having an Android phone to having an iPhone. The space, the storage was just not enough. My phone freaking crashed on me. So that YouTube video that was supposed to go out about 2 weeks ago just got deleted, which was just horrible. So now I'm back. I'm currently in school, so I had to focus on school. I had a job. I quit my job. I'm no longer working that job. I decided to give myself 4 to 6 months to work on me, finding out who I am and what I actually want to do with life. So we're trying to figure that out right now. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about my trip to Vegas. Yes, I went to Vegas for the very first time, and it was supposed to be an amazing trip, but it just started off as a mess. So that's why I called it my trip to Vegas, the fail. It was a fucking fail. My friend Bree, her birthday is on September the 12th. She wanted to do something for her birthday, but she couldn't make up her mind whether she wanted to actually go somewhere, or we were going to go to Hawaii, or we're just going to do a dinner. So we all just did a dinner, right? And then Bree said that she wanted to go out of town. And I'm just like, 2-3 weeks to prepare for this? That's a no. That's a no. Like, you should have told us like 2 or 3 months in advance so we know like what we're doing, what's going on. Like, only 2 people were financially prepared for that. I was not financially prepared for that, nor that I put money aside for that. So we had to rethink about it. And then with the whole pandemic and everything, you can't just be hopping on planes all willy-nilly. You have to prepare for everything. So that being said, we decided to push it to October, so it gave everybody a month and a week to prepare the finances for us to go to Vegas. So I was spending money for my business. If you didn't know, check out my last video. I started a beauty brand, right? I've been working on that. It's going very well. I have over 7 sales. I'm dropping a new launch. Should be this Black Friday, so please go check out my pages, go try that out. I'm probably gonna do a video introducing the new products to you guys. I should do a video. I'm gonna write that down. So that being said, I was just kind of financially tied, and with the whole pandemic, it just caused jobs to crack down on their hours. I was still trying to figure out what's going on. So when the pandemic hit, I was working part-time, and I was trying to find different posts, different things to be at, and I didn't always necessarily get a 40-hour pay week, which caused me to go file for unemployment. And then you already know the process was just a whole headache, and basically I ended up getting back pay and all this extra stuff. So that was, it was like you had to fight unemployment for money and hours, and just like, hey, you guys owe me money, can you like... They were like, no, we don't know what you're talking about. That's not what's pulling up in our system. And I'm like, I'm not gonna lie to you. For a hot minute, I was just like, no, fuck you guys. Like, we're not, I'm done with it. You can keep it. You can keep it. I don't need the stress. I don't need the hassle. I don't need any of that. You can keep it. That being said, I just told them no, I wasn't going to be able to go on the trip. We were supposed to go skydiving. They went skydiving without me because honestly, I didn't want to fork out $250 to go skydiving, not knowing how and when my rent will get paid. Like, my rent did get paid, but I was just not about to collect any late fees over just going skydiving. I missed the opportunity of a lifetime. I mean, I can always go skydiving whenever I want, but it's just I wanted to go with my friends, and it just never happened. So I was just basically crunching numbers. I did not want to dip into my savings because I did collect about 2 to 3 months worth of living expenses, and I didn't want to dip in. You can't dip into your retirement. I did not want to use my credit cards. I'm over here trying to get down on my credit card debt. I don't have a high amount of credit card debt, and we can get into finances later, but I don't have a high amount of credit card debt. I do have student loans but my goal is to be debt free. And during this pandemic, you don't know what might take place, so I did not want to dip into my living expenses, my emergency fund, right, to go have fun. I was just like, yeah, I'm not going. And my job, they kept on moving me all over the place, and my pay decreased, and it was just a lot, right? And I just needed a moment to breathe and figure out where I was in life. So I told my job, I was like, hey, I want to take off every Wednesday of the month of October, starting from, I think it was October 4th or whatever, take off every Wednesday, because they only had me working Saturday, Sunday. I think it was Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday. So only 32 hours. And I was like, you know what? I have school. Let me focus on school. So every Wednesday I would take off, and I took off one weekend, right? And that was either the weekend. Yes, it was the weekend before my end of exam. So they was really surprised about it. I was like, hey, I'm in school. I got to focus on school. Like, jobs are important, money is important, but education is more important to me than anything. So I kept on asking about it. My supervisor told me I was approved, when it turned out the office never approved my request of vacation time, whatever they want to do it. My supervisor went ahead and just approved it, right? Thank you for that. But one day a coworker walked in on me talking to my friend on the phone, and they were talking about the Vegas trip and how I should come, and la la la, I can't believe I'm not coming, la la la, you should take time off, come on, we gonna try to make it work, blah blah blah. So it was a whole process with that. So basically I was trying to make it work, and I was crunching numbers. I did purchase the plane tickets. To go to Vegas, but then my friends had a whole meeting without me, and no one knew if I was really going or not. So they ended up booking hotel rooms without me, right? And kind of like leaving me out of that. So that kind of like PO'd me a little bit, and I'm just like, I have to go find my own room. And during that time, for you to get a room in Vegas, you're going to be shelling out anywhere between $300 to $400 for a room by yourself. And I'm just like, no. And they wanted a deposit. No, like, who knew? Vegas, they charge you, they don't tell you online. Like, they tell you that you have like resort fees, hotel fee to pay, and that's it. They don't tell you that they require you to put up a deposit up front. I think the deposit's like $200. We were staying at a certain hotel. They picked a certain hotel. I'll probably attach the name somewhere later on in the video, but they picked the hotel and they required a $200 deposit. So I was just like, yeah, no, we're not doing it. So I ended up canceling everything. So when the coworker overheard that conversation, she was like, hey, what's going on? Are you going to Vegas or anything? I was like, no, my friends want me to go to Vegas. I'm not really too sure about that, but I did take off time of work to try to figure out my situation, try to figure out what I want, and also to focus on school. She knew I was in school, right? So that being said, my first Wednesday of me being off went great. I came back that weekend and then got confronted by my supervisor. When I say confronted, they called me on the phone and basically was trying to interrogate me, because they said that the coworker came to them and was like, well, since Jody is going to Vegas, can I get her hours? Who told this bitch to tell them that I was going to Vegas? Who told her? So I felt like that was unnecessary drama. And then I've never been at a job before where my supervisors or my bosses were trying to interrogate me. Like, I'm not a little child. If I tell you or ask, request to take off of work, right, is either a yes or a no. That's it. And whether or not they denied me, I was still going to take it regardless, because that was the fucking mood I was in. I was kind of completely done with the company already. And I've been said throughout the months of September, July, August, I was just like, I want to quit. And I was forcing myself not to quit because I didn't want to put myself in a situation that I don't know how I was going to get out of. I'm like, do you have a standby job? How are you going to make money? And all this extra stuff. So that's why I was saving that emergency fund, just in case I was going to do some crazy stuff like that, because I've been known to feel something, my emotions being so high, and then I'm immediately jumping to go do it after I'm like, I've been contemplating this for a while, I've been thinking about this for a while, so I'm gonna do it. So yeah, after they interrogated me, I was just like, why does it feel like I'm being interrogated right now? Like, you guys don't trust me, questioning me. I was like, if you want me to provide proof of me going to school, I can definitely do that without no doubt. I can pull it up right this second, because I am in school. I can show you my transcript. I can show you that my end of semester. I can show you how many classes I have left to do. Okay? Y'all are trying to fucking play me, but you're not gonna play me. That being said, it didn't sit right with me after that conversation. So 3 hours after that conversation, I texted them and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be turning in my 2 weeks notice. And guess what? A part of that 2 weeks notice, since I was already off already, a part of that 2 weeks notice was included in the 2 weeks I had off anyways. That's how you're supposed to do it. I told my friends, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to Vegas. It just, after I quit, it just became like a full circle. I guess that was a sign from God or whatever the case may be. Like, girl, this is what you need. This is what you're meant to do. La 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 la. Like, sometimes you just have to trust the process and trust your instinct and know that you know what's best for you. No one else knows what's best to you. And sometimes if you get that gut feeling, just go with it, because you never know what might happen. And I was able to quit my job, and now I'm in a predicament. I wouldn't say predicament. Now I'm in the stage of figuring out what I want to do, and I actually invest more money in my business to produce some products there. So my biggest fear, or one of my biggest fears, was missing my flight. Oh my God. I dreamt about this before, and I still ended up missing my flight. Like, I didn't miss it. I just did not know the airport had a policy that said that you need to check your bags 45 minutes before your plane takes off. So before anybody says anything, my plane takes off at 2 o'clock, 2:15. I left my house 11:45, 11:50, and was like driving to get to the airport, right? I decided that I was going to do park and ride and not do Uber or whatever the case may be. I didn't have anybody to drop me at the airport. All my family was like, well, if we drop you, you're going to have to find your own way back, because we're not going to pick you up at midnight. I ended up doing the park and ride. I got to the park and ride, I think, about 12:30. I got there 12:30, parked my car. They didn't really tell you how the whole process goes. I didn't realize that they have a bus that the dispatch, when you check in, they tell the bus driver that you have arrived and you're parked in this parking space, right? And they'll drive to come get you. I guess I parked in the wrong parking space, and I was trying to like walk around and find the bus. So by the time I get on the bus driver's trying to pick up other people, and by the time we leave there, it's 12:50. It is 12:50. Okay, and I'm just like, I know I got there with an hour and a half. An hour and a half is spare to get on this plane. So I think I'm the first or the second terminal that she drops me off for. When I finally get to the line, it is 1:12, and I'm still waiting for people to check in. But by the time I go and get my bags checked, because I had 2 bags that I need to check in, it was 1:17 or 1:20, and they basically told me that it was too late for me to check my bag. No, the girl didn't even tell me that it was too late to check my bag. She told me that I had to go in that line. I was like, why do I have to go to that line? Like, why can't I check in right here? So when I went to that line, the 2 girls were standing there. They were on my same flight, and they was like, well, they sent you over here because they can't check your bags because it's past the time that it needs to be checked. And I'm like, well, I got here at like 1:10, 1:12, and I've been standing in line. Like, if the plane does not take off until 2 o'clock, I think it was 2 o'clock, like, why in the world can't I check my bags right now? It was either 2 o'clock or 2:10. I have to look back on the ticket, but it made no sense. I was literally standing there for another 20 to 30 minutes before I finally saw someone, and they told me that I had to get on another flight, right, which is going to throw my flight back. I was like, this is ridiculous. And then on top of that, I was flying Spirit. That was the first time I was traveling by myself. That was the first time I ever booked my plane ticket by myself. I did not realize that you have to be very peculiar about who you fly with. So I just ended up choosing Spirit, and thinking I was trying to be like cost efficient and everything, but it didn't work out like that. Not at all. And then because they had to rebook me, it wasn't my they said it was too late, so they had to rebook me on the next flight. So for me to be rebooked on the next flight, it was $199 extra charge to be rebooked on another flight. Really? Really? Like, I'm there ready for my flight, and you freaking tell me that, oh, you can't get on your flight, and then you're telling me that I have to pay more money. Complete and utter bull. So the next flight was at, I don't know, at like 4. I think it was at a 3 or 4, and the other girls, they went home. And when I tell you, there was delay upon delay upon delay. I never flew Spirit before, and I'm never gonna fly it again because the delays that Spirit has is ridiculous. I guess they were coming in from Dallas, and it was raining really hard in Dallas. It was just, by the time the plane had gotten there, it was 5:35. I was supposed to be in Vegas at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. And all my other friends, we didn't fly together. And after the whole hotel debacle, I canceled my flights. The reason why I never want to book the 2 flight, because I was like, waking up 8 o'clock in the morning, no, I don't really want to wake up 8 o'clock in the morning. And also 2 connecting flights, no. I'm glad I didn't do it because they were having problems with that. Straight fake ass shit. When we finally get to the hotel, we go to restaurants. We had a very good time in Vegas. The last day they were there, we were supposed to go jumping off the roof. We were supposed to go zip lining, all that. It was very windy in Vegas. That last day in Vegas was kind of like a droop, right? Because we spent 3 days in Vegas, right? We're supposed to drive from Vegas to LA and spend a day in LA, right? Our last day in Vegas, we did a Groupon, and the Groupon was really, really good. The Groupon had all the activities, and since most of the activities were closed due to the wind and the weather, or it was a little bit too far, the only option that we had, we can go mini golfing or whatever the case may be, right? Or no, like on top of that, if go mini golfing, and then we have a free hour to go drinking. Yes, a free hour to go drinking. So we went mini golfing. That was the first time I ever did mini golfing. I won. Nobody wanted to give me my props, okay? I didn't realize I was good at golf. I didn't realize that, but yo, girl got skills, okay? I did the mini golf. I won. It was amazing. Then we left. We went to the candy store. We had some candy. And then we said we were going to go do the 1 hour of drinking. Stipulations of having 1 hour of unlimited happy hour bar. You had to buy an entree or buy an appetizer or something from the restaurant. So since we were all hungry, we ended up just buying food. And they were just giving us drinks upon drinks upon alcohol. That was the most I've ever drank. Like, me personally, I don't like mixed drinks. I don't do anything. I'll probably have like a margarita and probably shots of Patron, and that's it. That's it, and call it a day. But I had shots of Patron. I had drinks that I didn't even know the name of. I just, give me what she got. Give me what she got. And we were all getting lit. We were all getting fucked up. And I was just like, yes, woo! I was happy, okay? We left that bar. We got an Uber. We went to our house, and we went back to the hotel. We were running through the hotel. We were doing the most. We went back to the room. We bought Ciroc, okay? So we already had Ciroc in the room, right? So when we went back to the room, they were taking more shots, and I was just like, I can't drink anymore. Like, I've never got to the stage where I'm like, if I have another drink, I'm probably gonna black out, pass out, or start throwing up. And I felt like I was gonna throw up. I was just like, no, I can't drink anymore. And my friend, I have another friend that I'm not speaking to at the moment because of this Vegas trip. I don't think I'll ever speak to her again. It was just, she was trying to force drinks down everybody's throat, right? And especially she was trying to force drinks down my throat. I don't respect anybody who tries to peer pressure anybody into drinking. If someone doesn't want to drink, then you shouldn't drink. And I'm telling her, I was like, hey, I don't feel well. Like, I'm not my normal self. I'm falling down on the floor. I'm being extra wild, goofy. I'm calling everybody on my phone, doing crazy. Like, I have reached my peak, my prime. Like, I want to go out. Don't get me wrong. I want to go out, want to have fun, but I don't want to drink anymore. Allow me to come down, because if I go out and come down, I can have more drinks. Just allow me to gauge it, because I think we drunk all of that in like 30 to 45 minutes. We didn't finish our full hour. So I was just like, you gotta allow me to come down. And then she was like, nah, you're party pooper, la, 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 la. You know, I really felt bad. I'm like, I'm sorry, don't be mad at me, because I really want to go out with you guys, but I just need to like calm down a little bit. So they ended up taking me back to the room, because bitch, I was wobbling all over the place. Went back to the room. A friend stayed with me. My roommate stayed with me, right? And I was doing the most. I literally ripped off all my clothes. I was like running around the room naked. And I was like, bro, I want to go to the weed dispensary. I want to go to the weed dispensary. So I booked an Uber. I called an Uber, and the Uber was outside the hotel, and I was trying to go downstairs so I can go to the weed store. And my friend was like, no. It was a lot. It was a lot. And we were fighting each other. And like, I'm the type of drunk. I'm happy, goofy, go lucky person when I'm drunk. But also at the same time, like, it can change from that to angry drunk really quickly, because like I have triggers. Like, number one, I don't like guys putting their hands on me at all, or people trying to like rough me up, because once they do that, in the fucking face, like I was, no, don't do that. No, I'm sorry, I love you, but don't do that. I will fight you, and plus I'm not in my right sound of mind. Long story short, I ended up going to sleep. And we had to wake up at, I think, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning to go and get the rent-a-car, because we were driving to LA. I got up late. I got up at 4 or 5. And we were ready at like 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. So when we went to our friend's room, that's when we found out that the two girls that went out without us, one of them ended up losing her phone, right? So she had an iPhone, and she had that wallet iPhone case that had all her cards and everything with it. So if she lost her phone, she lost her social security number, she lost her ID, she lost her debit card, all that extra stuff. I don't know why that happened. I don't know how it happened. It was just a hot freaking mess, bro. And then on top of that, she was drunk off her ass. It turns out that they went to 2 bars, then they met up with a group of girls that were staying at our hotel room. They went back to their hotel room, and then they came, they went back to their hotel room, and then at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, that's when they went back to their room to get some sleep. So realistically, they've only been asleep for an hour or 2 hours. It was just a lot. It was just a lot. So that being said, my friend Bree, which is one of the girls that went out, she was trying to retrace her steps, or their steps, to help the other girl that she went out with find her phone. And she wanted me to go with her. We went to the hotel security, had them rewind the cameras, and they said that when we came into the hotel room, because they were sitting downstairs, that she had her phone on her. So the only other explanation is the phone is in the room with the girl. So then we went to the girl's room, we were knocking on the door, and we were getting no response. We kept on knocking. We were knocking for like 10 minutes straight. I heard a person in the room come to the door, look out the peephole, and then back away from the door. That's how I knew some shady stuff. Like, me personally, it's always good and dandy to meet new people and whatever the case. I don't like people. I don't like meeting new people. I don't like trusting new people, because I have trust issues out the butthole. Like, it's not, I don't trust people. I feel like everybody has some kind of hidden agenda or intentions for you, and it's not always good. So that being said, you gotta be careful about who you surround yourself with, or who's around you. So the girls ended up taking her wallet. We couldn't prove that they took their wallet. We kept on trying to get in contact with them. The girls ended up checking out of the hotel room, right, and then charging her card to go stay at a Hilton hotel. And I don't know which Hilton hotel, but one of the Hilton establishments in Vegas, right? The girl, let's call her, because I don't want to put her name out there. Let's call her Fantasia. Let's call her Fantasia. I'm sorry, inside joke. Let's call her Fantasia. So Fantasia decides that she wants to continue sleeping. And the reason why I did that is because it's just like, you're drunk. You see everyone's trying to make an effort to find your stuff, right? You decide that you want to continue staying in bed, right? I don't care how drunk, tipsy I am. I know that I can't travel, because she can't travel without her identification card, without any presentation, because you already know how traveling, going to TSA is strict as, you know? And we didn't book round trip flights. We booked one-way flights. So I had to call the airlines for her, while my friend Bree was trying to wake her up, right? Wake her up and tell her to get up. Hey, this is serious. We need to get this sorted out. Call the airline to see if she can explain to them the situation, ask if she can present any other documentation for her to get on the flight. They said yes, they can, but it needs to be a hard copy, whether it's a hard copy of her driver's license or a hard copy of her birth certificate or a hard copy of her passport, right? And then on top of that, I asked her, I was like, hey, do you have, like, normally, like, when you're doing stuff, because I know when I've done stuff, when I was getting my new passport, when I was getting my driver's license or applying for anything, they asked me for a copy of my driver's license, and normally I have a copy of some stuff on my Google Drive. So, or somewhere in some, like, iCloud, Google Drive or something, I have something somewhere that I could just pull from, and she did not have that at all. She doesn't remember if she did or not. So then I was like, okay, who else might have your information? Probably your mom. She had to go call her mom. Her mom was at work. Her mom was just like, are you fucking serious right now? Like, her mom was just so over her bullshit. And her mom was like, well, I can't do anything, I'm at work. Her mom had to take time off of work, literally cancel off of work, and to go to her house to go and do stuff, because mom called her sister, and her sister was like, yeah, no, I'm not helping with that at all. And like, I would say the same thing too, because that's a whole lot, and no one wants to be involved in that. Then she was starting to ask people if you could do this, or you could do that, and I was just like, I was over it. And I'm just like, you don't need to do any, you don't need to ask anybody if they can do anything for you. You have a smartphone. My friend Bree gave her phone to use. While you're talking on the phone with your mom, you could be multitasking on the phone. We had a phone for her to call the hotel and ask questions, call the concierge and ask questions. You could be going on the internet while you're on the phone trying to, you know, chat with United to try to see if you can get answers, instead of you like, oh, I need 2 phones. No, use that phone. I'm gonna keep my phone because you don't know what I'm trying to do with my phone. And the other person that we went on a trip with, our roommate, he was not honest about his financial situation with us at all, and he ended up running out of money on the trip, and he couldn't pay for his phone bill, so his phone ended up getting cut off literally in the middle of our trip. That, yeah, that's all I can say. Yeah. It was just a lot, okay? And the only 2 other people that had phones was me and Bree, and she wanted to use Bree's phone and my phone at the same time, and I was just kind of like over the situation. I was like, listen, this is a whole bunch of drama. I didn't get enough sleep. You're drunk. B, I'm drunk too. Like, I think I went to bed at like 1 or getting close to 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to sleep. So I left that drama and went back to my hotel room and knocked out. At like 9 o'clock, my Bree came back to my room and she was like, hey, we need to use your phone, da da da, we need to call this, call that. I was like, here's my phone, here's my password, and went back to sleep. She called us at like 10:45 or 11 o'clock, and then she was like, hey, you do realize that checkout time is at 11 o'clock. And I'm like, ugh, shit, I'm tired. I'm really, really tired. Like, letting you know that we had to drive from Vegas to LA, and the drive from Vegas to LA, depending on the type of traffic that you get into, can range from 3 hours to 6 hours worth of driving time, right? So we should have been left out. I was thinking that this girl, Fantasia, would have her stuff together by the time we come back to the room. She's still in bed. She's still talking on her phone to her mom. She don't have any information. I'm just like, what in the world is... I was just so irritated. I'm tired. I just want to go home. I'm just irritated. And then Bree, my best friend Bree, tells me that I know I'm not going to be able to get that flight because we are not going to be able to get to LA by the time my flight takes off. And I guess her flight took off at like 5 o'clock. Yeah, so she ended up changing her flight and booking a flight to Houston from LA. So I'm just like, Bree, are you really leaving me right now to deal with this whole situation? And she was like, girl, I'm sorry, I don't have any other option, and blah, blah, blah. I'm the only person with a working phone. We had to go and get a rent-a-car because the money we paid her to get the rent-a-car, right, before we even went on the trip. She booked the reservation, but she didn't pay for the reservation. I guess they don't charge your card ahead of time. They charge your card when you pick up and sign everything. So that being said, we had to change the reservation. I had to call the hotel room, explain to them again the situation, to get a printout of her passport, talk to her mom to get her mom to send the passport to me. Then she had to go file a police report. I don't understand why the police report wasn't filed, or she didn't get up and go file the police report when I was sleeping or whatever the case may be. But she had to go file a police report. So by the time we checked out of the hotel room and talked to the concierge and we were trying to get the car, book a car or whatever the case may be, it was already 11:30, 11:45. We got an Uber, and then the Uber rides in LA and in Las Vegas are just kind of weird because we had 3 people, and then she had 2 suitcases, I had 2 suitcases, so it was 3 people and 5 suitcase bags, and a lot of Uber drivers did not want to take that many people, especially when we had 4 people, or take that many bags. It was just a lot. We had to like beg the driver to take us. We went to the police department. I thought she called the police department ahead of time to make sure that they had room and time for her to do a police report. We went there. She never called ahead. They told her it was a 4-hour wait time for her to file a police report. She was like, no, and I was like, hell no, bitch, I will leave you. Then I had to book the Uber ride, letting you know that I had to do all of this. All of this was left on me. I was the only person with a phone, only person with money actually on their cards to do this. So, do the Uber ride to there, and then do the Uber ride to the airport. Then I had to make sure to talk to Enterprise. Ended up having a $400 and something charge on my credit card. Not on my credit card, on my debit card to go and get this car. We end up leaving out of the wrong exit. We can't get out. We had to have somebody else let us out. We spent extra time trying to get out of that Enterprise garage that we could have spent on the street. That being said, I had to drive the car for 4.5 hours from Las Vegas all the way to Los Angeles, LAX, right? While still kind of being drunk and inebriated, right? Everybody else was in the car, passed out. Her ass, I'm cold. She turns on a heater. We're driving through Vegas to LA. It's 80 something degrees outside, and you want to turn on the heater? Bitch, roll down the windows. Roll down the windows. I don't understand. Making all of us hot. I think I had on something like this and some long pants. I'm just like, I'm hot. I know this beat is not here in the front seat with the heater on. I was like, why don't you just go in the back? It was the minivan. I was like, girl, just go all the way to the back of the minivan, put on a blanket, and call it a day, right? I promise you, you're not going to be cold. She didn't want to go in the back. She wanted to be in the passenger seat. Fantasia is a mess. Fantasia is the diva. Fantasia tries to do and get whatever she wants. As per her mouth, I do what I want. I get what I want. It's just ridiculous. Then when we're almost there, tell me why she wants to throw up. Tell me why she reaches for my candy bag and throws up in my candy bag. Like, I was over it. When we finally get to LA, we have to drop off the car first. When we get there, they tell us that, again, the 45-minute thing. I think the flight took off at like 6:30 or 6 o'clock, and we got there. But by the time we checked in, because I had already gotten checked in TSA. I don't know how LAX works. I don't know where to go. Literally, the guy in TSA allowed me to go through the metal detectors and everything. I'm like, where do I go to check my bags? And he was like, oh, you gotta go over there. I'm like, why would you let me waste time being over here trying to check in, right, when you know when my flight is? Like, that's so stupid. So ended up wasting 2 minutes over there to get told that I was late. I was literally late to check into my flight by 3 minutes, right? And letting you know, Fantasia was in line ahead of us, right? So they were able to get her onto the flight last minute, and she was there before the 45-minute mark. That burned me. It rubbed me the wrong way. It burned me so much. I've been up from 5 o'clock in the morning dealing with drama, trying to help this girl with her stuff, to driving 44 hours and 30 minutes to being charged damn near close to $500 because I have to pay for gas, and we did not return the gas. We did not return the car on full tank of gas, right? So I had to pay for all of that to now get told that we can't get on this flight. I think this flight I was supposed to arrive in Houston at midnight on Tuesday. They told us that since there's no other flights going out, it's not until we had a 6 o'clock flight, and the next flight that's going out is going out at like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. I was pissed. And I'm just like, damn, like, I've been awake for so long. Like, I need to sleep. I haven't ate. Letting you know, I haven't ate. I haven't had anything to eat all day, right? I couldn't even get this chance to stop to go and get coffee. I was pissed. And plus, on top of that, when they told her that she was able to get on the flight without us, she did not turn around and look back and be like, hey guys, I'm so sorry. I appreciate what you guys have done for me. You know, I'll see you when we get to Houston. I owe you guys big time. She just took off and left us there. And I'm like, I know she did not just do that. I literally bursted in tears. I was trying to literally stop myself from having a full-on panic attack, right? Having an anxiety attack and breaking down in the airport because I really, really wanted to curse her out and fight her. Really, and you know, listen, I'm not from LA or anything like that, so I can't be getting arrested doing some dumb crap, especially at the airport. I was trying to retain myself. I checked in through, I went back through TSA. I looked over, realized that she got stopped by TSA, right? Because I'm guessing it's because of her passport thing, or a picture of a passport thing. But she still had time to get on the flight. So I just went through, I passed by this place that had like groceries and sandwiches, and I got a sandwich, and I sat down, and I called my mom, and I called my boyfriend, which is now my ex-boyfriend at the time, and I bawled my eyes out. And explained to them the situation, and I was just so tired, and it was ridiculous. And this whole time, Fantasia's mom had been calling my phone, blowing up my phone, trying to figure out if her daughter is okay, because she was using my phone to communicate with her mom. While I was trying to get navigation to drive from drive from Las Vegas to LA, she was trying to be on the phone with her mom. And I'm like, listen, I don't know where the hell I'm going, so can you get off the phone so I can drive, right? And at the same time, running down my battery. Luckily, thank you God that I walked with cash on me, and that I walked with about 5 chargers and a portable charger on my personal body, because my phone would have died. My phone would have literally died on me before I even got to Vegas, and I wouldn't know where to go because of her, because she was draining my battery. Just a whole bunch of ridiculousness. So I just text her mom and like, hey, your daughter's safe. She was able to get on the original flight that we were booked to go on. The rest of us did not. She should be there checking in at a certain time. I'm sure when she lands, she will call you and let you know what's going on. Since we don't have any way of getting in contact with her and she's on an earlier flight than us, please let her know this is how much it's going to be for the car rental and gas and everything. Thank you. Have a good day. God bless you. Whatever the case may be. After I'm done, I've calmed down. I met up with my other friend, right? I'm trying to figure out where he is, and he was like, "Oh, I'm trying to figure out where you are. Are we on the same flight? Blah blah blah." I'm like, "Yeah, we're on the same flight. Where are you?" I'm sitting right here by the gate. I didn't see him. You already know in LAX they have these tall walls or whatever. You can't see around them unless you actually get up and start walking around. So I get up and I'm walking. I'm looking to where he is, and I'm like, I don't see him, and he doesn't have his phone. He's using the Wi-Fi at LAX to do like a text-free number. So I'm like texting him. I was like, hey, where are you? I can't see you. He was like, I'm here. And I'm like, here, where? Turned around and see him, and he's sitting across from Fantasia. So I'm just like, oh, Fantasia didn't get on the flight. So I'm just like, well, I guess it was the stuff, but you know, karma. So that being said, me and the other friend, we sat down, we were just talking, waiting for a flight. I finally got back home to Houston. I hopped on that parking ride, and I got in the car, and I was driving home in traffic. It was about 6 something in the morning, and I was like, I just cannot wait to get home. God. So while I'm driving, I literally get a text message from this random number, and it was something along the lines of, hey Jojo, this is Fantasia. I don't understand what your problem is. I deleted the message, but I'm trying to remember. Because that message almost caused me to have an accident, because I was just like, what the hell? She was like, hey Jojo, this is Fantasia. I don't understand what your problem is, and I don't like your attitude. First of all, when it comes on to money and it's concerning money, don't tell my mother anything about money. And she was like, you've been having a problem since the whole entire time. You need to fix your attitude. And I'm just like, are you serious right now? I was like, girl, what are you talking about? I've been nothing but nice to you throughout this whole entire trip and through your whole entire dilemma. By me letting you use my phone, by me literally calling the airport, calling the airlines to make sure what documentation that you need to get your ass home, by me talking to airport security, the hotel security, trying to figure out if you had your phone when you walked into the hotel, talking to hotel concierge so they can print out a copy of your passport to carry with you, me putting my debit card and putting my money on the line to go rent a car that you should have already taken care of, right, to drive from Los Angeles to LA, and then me booking all the Uber rides and everything. Like, I've done nothing but be nice to you, and you over here thinking I'm having an attitude. And I'm like, you are ungrateful. She's an ungrateful person, right? Everyone does all this extra stuff for you, and all you do is sit on your butt and want people to feel sorry for you, and that's not how life works. I'm sorry, you're not a princess. That's not how life works. And that just rubbed me the wrong way. Like, how are you say that you're so grown? She's a nurse. She says that she's so grown and she's on top of her game and she does this and do that. I'm the youngest person in the group. How is the youngest person in the group telling you to get your life together, telling you to get your shit together, right? That could never be me. I would never want anyone to take care of me like that, or do like, you made a freaking mistake. Instead of you be like, you know what, guys, I'm sorry that I made this mistake. I ruined everybody's trip because we were supposed to go to LA, go to Santa Monica Beach, be a tourist for a day and look at all these extra attractions, and we couldn't get to do that. We lost a day of fucking travel because of your drunk self. Right? Like, instead of you like, hey guys, I'm sorry, or thank you for doing it, you're telling me I am ungrateful, that I need to go fix my attitude. I was like, girl, I did not respond to her. I literally left her, because if I had responded to her, I would have need to pull over and she would have not liked the words that came out of my mouth. I just feel like she's an ungrateful human being and I don't want to be around her. She's a fucking drunk. You're a fucking hypocrite. You're a drunk, right? And you're a fucking disgrace of a nurse and a human being. I never want to see your ass again at all. I don't even want to be your friend at all. Like, I'm done with you. Anyways, guys, I'm sorry. This is like a long rant video. It has been a lot, but for those of you who watched the whole entire video, thank you so much. I'm gonna make another video and talk about something else, but please continue watching my videos, continue to having patience with me. Thank you for everyone that watched my videos and subscribed to my channel during the time I've gone. I really appreciate you guys, and I really love you guys, and I can't wait to see you guys on my next video, read your comments and look at your likes. But anyways, thank you for watching my channel. Have a good one. Bye.
Make mistakes, I make regrets. I get ahead while you break your neck. I get a peace of mind when I squeeze the lime. I'm ready to come once you're sober. Get on all your rings and a pen.